Welcome to a very interesting episode of Loudspring to Go. You may be wondering what I'm holding in my hand right here, and I wish I could describe it myself, but I'll ask this guy. This is Ville Hakala, the CEO of Sofi Filtration. I'm up here just on the outskirts of Helsinki, and what is this I'm holding again?
This is a very fine filter element with 1 micron pores.
Yep.
So basically what it does, it's a core technology inside our filter system. This is a smaller version, obviously. The normal ones are industrial sized, but this one we can use for laboratory testing. So what it does, it lets water through but separates the finest particles from it. So whatever goes through comes from here. That's the filtrate that we produce, the clean water that our clients either discharge to meet the basically environmental regulation limits, or they can reuse in, depending on the case, really.
Interesting. I might hold on to that. That's pretty cool. See if we can get a little bit of a close-up on that. It's a really interesting thing. Yeah, look at that. So this is the technology that Sofi's using around the world, and what I wanted to talk to you more specifically about today, in our very auspicious setting here.
We're global.
Exactly. I feel like it's the World Cup here. Is that most recently there's been a fair bit of activity for Sofi Filtration in the US in particular. We had a bit of a discussion just before, but can you give the viewer a bit of a recap on what's happened? I mean, so the company is now set up in the US, and what was the purpose of doing that?
Yeah, so we have a 100% owned daughter company in the United States, which is called Sofi Filtration Corporation.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, inventing the wheel again. So there are a couple of reasons why we did that. First of all, to communicate with the client, it's a lot easier to have a US corporation. Say you are buying from a United States-based corporation, your technology. The other thing is that they feel that there is local support from us. So let's just say that once we are talking about, and we have been pitching quite a lot to different kind of clients and partners in the United States. You know, starting from small potential, 1-2 man partner agents to big clients like Shell or Schlumberger, this kind of big oil field service companies. So basically there is certain things that are let's say barriers for them to make a decision to start working with Sofi. One of them is the just basic thing like invoicing. So you have a depending on the case, it can be just a few $100 piloting to a large industrial investment project that we can provide. So where does the invoice come from? Does it come from Finland? There's a currency exchange rates and so forth. That makes a lot simpler. So what we do is actually we use the US corporation as a hub. We get the equipment from the the manufactured systems. We sell them from or through this hub to the end users in the United States, which makes it a lot easier from their perspective. And the other one, and customs and so forth. And the other thing is that they just to have an idea that they will get the local support. So let's just say that they are thinking of making a decision of buying Sofi filter, and then they start thinking, what next? What comes next? Okay, if I have something that is going on, I'm not sure if the system's working like it should be. Should I call Espoo, Finland, which is whatever 8 hours in front of us? So that's that kind of. So we have a corporation in the United States, and we have local support guy there to give technical and also sales support. So that's kind of, we went over those barriers to make the market entry just a little bit simpler for our clients.
Cool stuff. So what's actually been happening on the ground with Sofi? I know that there was a bit of news through your website and a nice article around the oil and gas space. What exactly have you been doing in that space? You were working on a case, like a pilot project?
Right. So that's kind of the normal sales process goes, so that we need to show the clients at an actual site with actual sized equipment that these things works. It does what is your need for water treatment. So we actually with the channel to market partner in the United States, we delivered them a Sofi component, the real industrial size Sofi filter system with all the self-cleaning features.
So much bigger than this one.
It's much bigger than that. Yes. because the flow rates are going to be big, or we're going to be treating there. So what they did, they integrated that to their system.
Yep.
So they have their piping pump and the PLC, the automation. Okay.
Yep.
So now you have a complete turnkey mobile solution that you can take to the clients.
Yep.
So that's what we did with this partner.
Okay.
We went to client side in Wyoming.
Cool.
It's somewhere in the US.
Yeah.
You need to check Google Maps.
Yeah.
And there, what we did, we run a wastewater coming from oil drilling.
Yep.
So oil drilling can produce different kinds of wastewater. This one was produce water, mixed produce water, and frac flowback water.
Okay.
They run it to a settling pond that settles whatever it can settle.
Okay.
The remainder will be then, or the treated water will be then injected to the ground.
Yes.
The problem there is that the finest particles do not settle. So that's where Sofi comes in. So what we can do, we remove the remaining solids.
Yep.
Then when the water is injected, it keeps the permeability of the formation, the ground formation open, so they can keep pumping that water down the ground.
Yeah.
If they cannot do that, they have to bring those waters with the tank trucks farther and farther to do that injection. That's a lot of cost.
Yeah, there's the logistics of moving all that water, and there must be a lot of carbon emissions as well through that process.
It's crazy to move a lot of, it has no value, that water has no value. On average, I think for each barrel of oil that is dug out from the ground, 10 barrels of water comes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that water has to be moved around, treated, and injected to the ground.
Yeah.
That has no value for the clients, which is the oil industry.
Yeah.
So we do everything, of course, to make their lives easier.
Sure.
So what we promote is to do it basically a decentralized water treatment.
Okay.
And a service, if you will. The best way would be that there is a partner of ours who will have that whole system operating as close to the source of the wastewater as possible. So that will just, remove a lot of this need for this trucking water around, which nobody wins from, really.
Yeah, exactly. And so what was the next step after that pilot project? So there was the pilot done in Wyoming, and what have been what's happened since?
So we got good data from it. The client was happy, the partner was happy, we were happy, so 3 parties happy.
Great.
So that encouraged us to go to a more, let's say, longer term testing. So the system is right now moving to Midland in Texas.
Okay.
And Texas is, of course, kind of like the heart of the oil and gas industry.
Indeed.
So similar places that we were doing the testing in Wyoming, they have 50,000 sites like that in Texas. So
crazy.
If you think about that market opportunity is just huge.
Well, that's the next question, obviously, that I think a lot of viewers of this would like to kind of get a fix on is what this niche that Sofi's looking at in the US, how big is this market opportunity for Sofi Filtration?
Well, we were talking about the trucking of the water.
Yeah.
So back in the days a few years ago, when the oil barrel cost dropped significantly, let's say to $40 a barrel, something like that. Yeah. The oil drillers, they had to start looking at what's our cost, really? Where does it come from? And in many cases, actually half of the cost is actually from the water treatment. So now they had to start thinking, okay, let's do something about that.
Yeah.
So that goes to the operational costs. So the whole oil and gas industry's water treatment OPEX is around $30 billion.
30 billion, that's globally?
That's globally, yes.
Yeah, right.
That's globally, and of course a lot of that is happening right there in Texas.
Okay, crazy. So this is just for treating the water that comes from the process of drilling the oil?
Yes, exactly. And the main cost, of course, is the hauling. They are trucking the water to farther and farther distances, where we, of course, promoted
the decentralized approach.
Treat it there at site.
Okay, super interesting, interesting. And obviously a big opportunity there for the company. I would like to now switch pace a little bit and find out a bit more about what does it actually look like when a customer, like when the journey starts for a customer, because I understand we're in the HQ here, so we can actually get a bit of an insight into what that actually looks like.
This is Sofi Global Headquarters.
This is the Global HQ. Here we are.
So Yeah, so what we actually do, we take a sample from a client and we run a very simple couple of hour test with our test kit that we have right here. You want to see?
Let's go have a look. Let's go have a look. So coming right through here to the really.
To your left.
This is quite a workshop. There's lots going on out here.
Sorry about the mess.
This isn't zeros and ones, as you said. This is actually real stuff.
Yeah. So here we have, here we have actually a Sofi filter, which we call Sofi Filter More SF200.
Yep.
So what it is, it's a fifth size of our industrial scale Sofi filter module. It has all the self-cleaning features, all the features as the bigger size unit, but it's, you know, it's compact, it's mobile, you can put it in a van, truck it to a client site, or what we do mostly here is we take a let's say 30-liter sample from a client. Client says, hey, I have a water treatment need, could Sofi work with this? We say, why not try it? You know, so we run the water through our system. Here we can change different filter elements around it. We measure how clean the filtrate is. We do an analysis here. We have laboratory equipment here, and then we send a report to the client saying, hey, you know, this is good, this is not good, or this is here or there. And then if it's good, we will say, okay, hey, why don't you take the unit to your real actual site? Let it run for 2 days, or typically, let's say 2 days to 2 weeks. Just a pilot. Get the look and feel of it. You know, when you are comfortable enough, we will make a quotation. You can buy the actual fixed installation.
And so this is one of the barrels that a client would send through. They take a sample from their site, and they'll ship that to you.
We've had samples from US. We've had samples from Chile, from Australia. And probably like 300 samples from Finland, different kind of clients. So that's, you know, and what happens? We just hook this in. We can have a portion of the sample going to our feed tank, and we recirculate that water, let it run, let it see how smoothly it works with the self-cleaning, so meaning the ultrasound and backwashing, take samples, and that's it.
And so one of the key messages here, or I guess what I'm figuring out, is that, so this step takes what, this is like a 2-day thing you would do in the lab here?
No, it's 2 hours.
2 hours, So 2 hours here, testing and running. Then you give the report to you send the report to the, you know, potential customer.
And we either recommend, you know, take a field trial or not.
We get to the field trial, and then you're saying it's a 2-day to 2-week process of actually testing it in the field. And I'm guessing that the customer wants to see it happen on their site, right? Is that an important part for them to? Do they want to see it in the site, or is this enough for them to say, let's do it?
Typically, they want to see it in the site, because there is dynamics always in the process. So the sample they take, let's say 50 liters of sample. While their flow rate can be, you know, 1,000 cubes per hour. So it's just, you know, one point in time.
So it may not be representative of what's actually
the whole flow.
So then it's a 2-day to 2-week process. And then you can know.
Then we can dimension the system. That will be the fixed installation. We will make a quotation for the client, and, you know, maybe shake hands.
That sounds pretty good to me. I mean, it's that's we mentioned one of your aspirations for the company is actually just to try and get customers to shake the hands after the 2-week thing instead of taking more trials. It seems that's a challenge. Like, why exactly is it that they're not? What's stopping them in their minds, do you think, that the 2 weeks isn't enough?
Well, let's say new technology, new market. Who wants to be the first one to make that? So, of course, there will be repetition, and things will move fast when you have, let's say, 5 references in the exact same application.
Exactly.
And now we're actually witnessing that. So if we had our sales cycles, you know, 1.5 years average, you know, 2 years ago, now they are close into half year to 1 year, so it's already getting, you know. Now that we have, you know, to date we have 30 reference installations. So the clients say, okay, you guys already have. They can call one of our clients or 2 of our clients. Say, okay, have you been liking Sofi Filter? So it just makes the, you know, the decision process easier for our clients, the new clients that come in.
Well, that's been really cool to learn about. This is the tech. I mean, it looks pretty straightforward, but there's a lot that goes into this, and in a thirsty world, I think it's a really incredible thing that Sofi Filtration is doing, and looking forward to seeing more of these pilot projects bring back the results that you want in this, particularly in this US space. There's a lot of water there to be treated. So thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks for the tour, and thank you for watching. This has been another episode of Loudspring to Go. We were drinking water, actually, just so you know. It wasn't actually coffee. So,
not vodka.
No, not vodka. Thank you very much for tuning in. This was Sofi Filtration, Ville, Hakala. Stay tuned for much more from this company.